have gas in my eyes.
So it's been a little while. I took way too long to get this video out, but I've been really busy. I haven't been able to record much. I haven't been able to shoot much. I wanted to kind of wait until we had more snow, and I wanted to run this in the snow and see how it performed. I didn't have any issues. One of the big things that people talk about with these WK rifles is that they run terribly in the winter. The nylon bushing is going to crack and explode and all that, which may be true, but as a test, I've been running the nylon bushing, trying to see if it's going to crack or make a piston explode. I don't know. So far, none of that. I'm about 600 rounds in now, a little bit over, but we're just going to say 600 to make it easy. As for ammunition, I've, again, been mainly running this stuff. I find it runs amazing. I've also tried this. I had 80 rounds of this. I didn't like this stuff as much. There was 2 rounds that didn't fire. I don't know if that's a problem with the rifle. I'm pretty sure that's a problem with the ammunition, because it didn't happen at all with this ammunition. There was no failures or nothing. I do not have the boxes anymore, but I did also get another ammunition type and it ran fine. So we'll just count that off as if it was the ammunition, because I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I've also ran this rifle in adverse conditions, thunderstorms. I've took it to the sand pits. Nothing really affects it so far. I've had sand right down in the bolt. I've run it in the slushy snow where I've basically pasted it all throughout the gas system in there. Ran fine. Also, sorry if the lighting is bad. I do not want to record outside today. It's way too cold. I don't want to be sitting out in the snow and talking, basically. So we're inside and there's some very weird lighting. As I was saying before, there's nothing wrong that I've had yet with the rifle. Just a couple of duds from this ammunition. But I'm going to open this thing up and I'm going to point out one thing that I did notice. This is most likely just regular wear, but again, I just wanted to point it out just to be clear. When we take out the bolt, there is some wear on these, is it going to focus? Come on. On these locking lugs right here. There's no cracks, or they're not even dull, really. There's just a little bit of peening on the edges of the back on this side. Yeah, that's most likely just regular wear and tear. I've seen that on pretty much all of my other rifles. Yes, I do run it with a lot of lubricant. That's not the issue, I don't think. Yeah, so there's a little bit of regular wear on the bolt. Again, no cracks, no nothing. Looking at the upper receiver, this slot that the, again, lug, I don't know, rides in, has a tiny bit of wear on the front, just from when it actually actuates and starts to rotate. Again, just regular wear. It's nothing that's gonna affect it. It's barely even noticeable, really. 600 rounds will do that, I guess. Like I said, I've run this rifle in crazy conditions. I've kind of been unfair in terms of testing it. Like, I completely caked up the gas system with snow. It was fine. I caked up the bolt with snow. It was fine. And it just ran through it all. All of the snow just evaporated. Again, running it in thunderstorms didn't do anything. There was no jams, nothing. Obviously, when you are getting the rifle wet, as every other firearm, just make sure you dry it off pretty well when you bring it back in. Again, as last video, I can only speak for these mags. I haven't went out and got other magazines because of all the weird stuff going on with legislation and magazines. Although I really do got to go out and I'm going to get one of these short mags. That's a 10 rounder like this, but it's one of the stamped sheet, kind of like the old M16 style ones. But yeah, I want to go out and get one of those just to kind of have more of like a DMR build, because I have thrown a scope on this thing and it runs really well at distance too. I didn't get much footage from actually shooting at distance. Again, a lot of the times that I go out, I'm just out there to have a good time and I'm not recording it. So again, it runs well close range, it's good at distance. If you are using this as a hunting rifle, again, you can rely on it to be accurate enough. I was shooting at about 125 yards and I was still getting nice groupings. I was shooting it with a bipod. I wasn't shooting it freehand, but I was still getting nice groupings. Like there's not much to complain about that I have found, other than, as I talked about in the other video, it's very overgassed. That can be fixed with a gas valve. That's kind of all, really. Well, the gun's not put back together, it has the bolt taken out of it, but other than the fact that, like I said, everything kind of comes loose on it, Loctite will fix that. People talk about how the trigger is bad. I personally think it's pretty nice. It has a nice break. We'll actually, we'll give that a quick test here. We'll dry fire it for you. Again, the assembly for this is so easy. So get your bolt. One thing that I did notice, I don't know if I mentioned this in the last video, so I'm going to go over it. When you drop this in, make sure that the actual bolt is like all the way out and not tucked back in that channel, because this kind of, it relies on being able to slide in that groove there. So again, make sure it's all the way out. When you're dropping it in, grab onto like right here, because if you grab onto that, it's gonna rotate that and push that in. So find the way that works best for me is to just drop that in. Once it's in, you don't really have to worry about it, and that'll slide right down into place. So really, putting the rifle back together in terms of just the bolt, it's really only 4 steps. So as I said, we're gonna check out that trigger. It's, like I said, a lot of people complain about it, saying, oh, it's too rough, or it's too hard of a trigger pull. I find it to be so nice, in my opinion. I like it a lot. It's very crisp. We're gonna obviously point in a safe direction. It's been cleared multiple times, but we're gonna check that out. So it's just so instant. There's really not much play. It's just maybe like 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters, and then it breaks. The hammer reset is really satisfying too. It's very tactile. It's a very tactile trigger. It clicks. You know that the hammer has reset. It's very nice in my opinion. I like it a lot. And honestly, a lot of people have pointed out like, oh, why would you paint the gun more? I don't know. It was fun. I like the aesthetic of it. It makes it look a little bit more kind of like worn and purpose-built to a degree. It's it might be a weird color scheme for some people out there, but honestly, it works really well for where I live. Where I live is very sandy, very rocky, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter. Go and paint your gats. After 600 rounds, do I still recommend this rifle? Yes, I do. I really do. I've had a lot of fun with it. It's been really fun, you know, bringing out friends and having them try it. And it's just, you know, it's, like I said, it's one of those guns that like anybody can pick up and enjoy. It's very easy to shoot. You know, it's not a 30-06 or something. It's a 223 or a 5.56. It's a very, throwing bullets on the floor. It's a very flat shooting rifle, a very soft recoil round. Anybody can use it. I'm gonna try to chime in again on either 1,000 rounds or 1,500. I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping to get shooting more in the summer or in the spring, honestly, even. It's just with the weather lately being cold outside, you know, I've been working a lot. Like, I don't want to come home from work and play around in the cold too much. So yeah, I'm hoping to get using this thing more when the weather starts to get nicer. So hopefully it doesn't take as long to make a follow-up video as it did before. Again, like I said, I'm sorry about that. I did not expect the original WK video to actually do so well. That actually shocked me a little bit. Will this video do well? I don't know. But as long as you have fun doing what you're doing, that's all that matters. And I promised that I would do a follow-up, so I'm sticking to my word. That will still never not be satisfying when the bolt is closed, just the magazine, it doesn't matter. Would I recommend this rifle to someone as their first rifle? Yes. Would I recommend this rifle to someone who already has a lot of guns? Again, yes. Would it make a good hunting rifle? Yes. I do not hunt, but throw a scope on this thing, get a short mag for it. 223 is a popular varmint round. It's used in a lot of applications, so I don't see why not. It would make a good hunting rifle. It makes an amazing plinker. It just kind of fits the vibe, you know. It's a great camp gun. It's a great hiking gun. The amount of times that I've brought this out to fires, campfires, it's, you know, it's great. It actually makes an amazing kind of like self-defense type firearm type. I hate the term type, whatever, but it works really well for that, because you get one of these, the 10+10 flip mags, and there was a close-ish call, more just like intimidation tactics, when Dominic and I went out to have a fire in the sand pit on my property, and we got like surrounded by coyotes. I'll try to put some of the footage in the video. Eyes. 12 o'clock, eyes. Left side, you hear that?
Yep. Do you think we should head back?
Nope, hold me. Yeah, that's actually a short that you guys can go watch if you want. But again, that was this rifle that I was relying on if anything happened. Luckily, nothing did happen. But just having 10+10 in semi-auto with a decent cartridge like 223 or 5.56, if you're someone that goes out in the woods a lot and you worry about things like coyotes or even bears or whatever, like, it's honestly perfect for that. My Type 81 is also a very nice rifle for that, but it's 10+10. I would take it any day over 5, and there's no 10+10 magazines for the Type 81, so this has been kind of serving as like the take it out in the bush and hope you don't have to use it type thing. But 10 out of 10 times, if someone's life depends on it, I would rather just have the protection. You know, that's a controversial topic, but whatever. I'm not trying to take my friends out camping and have them freaking ripped apart by savage animals. I'm just playing. That's all that I really got for today. I'm gonna try, wow, that sounded very Canadian. I'm gonna try not to take as long. Spring is coming. Winter is kind of slowly coming to an end. We still got a little bit left, but we're getting there. So I'm hoping, like I said, to bring out more firearm content soon. Honestly, the channel's been kind of slow in general. Obviously, I can't really ride dirt bikes in the winter. I can't shoot guns as much in the winter. Like, I can, but I don't want to be out there like all day doing it, you know. Thank you for sticking around and hearing me blab about this thing for a while.